Okay, back again. Batch number 2 of all the submissions, and we jump straight into this amazing drawing, this amazing world. This is really thought out. There are 3 different stages of this world, and it describes, it's a world lifestyle by Manuel Martinez. It's a full sort of description of 3 different stages of survival, and it describes a post-apocalyptic ocean. And this struggles a bit with the rebel nature idea, because the whole idea of rebel nature is that it's a continuous evolution, speeded up by technology and a lot of things, but it's not apocalyptic. So everything has not been destroyed and everything starts over again. A lot of these ideas can be used, but in smaller ways, I think. This drawing shows actually the ability to live underwater with this big dome and sort of creating oxygen, taking that from the surface level and having it transported down, and then the ability to survive in different ways. So this is sort of what are humans gonna do if we need to live in certain regions of the world. We need to live under the surface, and that's actually also what happens in New Age City, because you have above and you have the surface level, and then you have below. So you can live in all these 3 different places, and of course that affects your life a lot, but all these different stages are available in the new city, New Age City. So this exemplifies that, and I think a lot of technology that are described in this batch 2 number 1 can be used there. So amazing work, and dive into that on the web pages that's going to come up. Number 2, AVO Anemone by Mate 397, and this is an automated sea exploration vehicle for any kind of sort of job, and it's actually symbiotic with the metallic sea anemone roaming the sea floor. So this is an example of a machine that has sort of picked up an animal, and they have become sort of they've gone into a connection, or they work together. Then we have Neurovebs by Sigasong Santo, and I think this is quite amazing. This is like neuro webs under the surface, and this is just like fungus maybe, or what you have in the forest, where you have all these fungi that connects the trees, and if you have that underwater as well, if that becomes sort of sentient or starts to think about what it is doing, it's probably doing that already, but in sort of a natural way. But when technology and chemicals and so on starts to sort of become part of that evolution, it may speed up, and it may connect with something that the Coil is doing, or Mind One, or some of the companies that work in the Rebel Nature universe. They use this neural web to harvest it and maybe use it for new kinds of technology. So who knows what will grow down there. Argos number 4 by Nick. This is a research geographical observer suit, and it's a scientist suit that's it's built to sort of roam the seafloor, and it's taking out on vessels and so on. So this is a research suit that can sort of work on its own, and I guess it's also a helper if you have divers down there. So everything about this goes into Rebel Nature. It's the whole idea that we need to do so much for the ocean and for the environmental things, that we need to invent a lot of machinery that is not around now to sort of help coral reefs, biodiversity, sea mammals. Every kind of creature needs to be sort of held into a new phase, and I think a lot of these machines will be part of that. And hopefully, yeah, that's just my hope, that all this machinery is used for those kinds of things instead of for war, which is happening to a lot of the drones as we speak. So let's hope that technology is going in a new direction. But great with all these, and I love the design here with the sort of dome and the camera stuff underneath there, and this really sort of mechanical body. Here we have something totally different. This looks like a really sort of evil creature, almost like a dinosaur made out of mechanical parts. Biomechanical beast that has adapted itself to the surrounding infrastructure. The creature is a bug-like, and some parts are flesh, others are metal. The rig bug queen. Okay, you could imagine if it was a really small one that crawled around on the rig, biting off metal parts and so on. It could also be really big one that sort of could cause problems to any kind of rig structure. So yeah, I guess it's just feeding on the stuff that we humans built, and it's probably also energy hungry. So amazing. Look, Glickman, this is cool stuff. Wow. The River Strider by Charlie Sisley. It's a machine design with many different tasks, and it's sort of built to help civilization. It's exploring deep sea areas of the world with a lot of tentacles and equipped for any kind of construction work and exploration. Great stuff. I could easily see Res crawling into one of these for some kind of adventure. So let's jump on to the next. Detour Scavenger by Cybercrab with Cybercrab by Clayton S. Let's see. This is really cool design. I want to see if I can see another picture of this. It has this one. Let's jump into. If there's more pictures, oops. I want to see it from another angle. Well, this is a full world. This is so cool. We have a crab full of equipment that has claws and sticking that on the back of the shield, and we have a full building over here with small creatures, and yeah, this is just so great, and the amount of imagination going into this. I think it's yeah, it's a place for exploration. But I think the fantasy way of mixing up a lot of Lego parts from different series, I can easily see this scavenging through a waste waste pile, finding stuff to use and to bring, and then crawling back into the sea and sort of building its home down there. This is, yeah, it's just so full of imagination and a great place to sort of visit. And these crabs, I guess they will take all kinds of sizes and shapes when they build like this. And I can see the red eye in the middle. That sort of indicates that it could be a bad guy or bad creature. So let's see if Res encounters this. This is another. It's the Deep Walker by Robert Poole. The Deep Walker is a deep sea digging droid that got overrun by a strange glowing slime fungus. It's been turned into a predator using. Yeah, this is so amazing. I love it. It's like something piece of machine. It's something built by humans to do a task, and then nature goes in and attaches itself, and it becomes something else. This is really rebel sort of evolution, and yeah, I guess this is all over the place in Rebel Nature. You never know the creature you meet, if that's something that will help you or try to eat you, or use you for another task. And I guess this is also the case underwater. There are so many levels of the food chain is really, really long. Every creature is trying to sort of survive in 3 dimensions, and it's eating or being eaten, and it's using all kinds of stuff to stay out of the way of the bigger predator. So the saying, there's always a bigger fish, that comes into to full play, I think. And speaking of that, the next one, Scannerhead Shark by NATO G, and Hammerhead Sharks, that was top predator, white flathead, and now it's being mixed with mechanical stuff and turned into, it's sort of a mix of machinery and it says now here, now mankind is all gone. So this, let's just say this is maybe some law that runs in New Age City. This is maybe a series somebody's following. It's predicting of the future, but this is not the years that we follow res. Mankind is still there, and everybody is trying to sort of survive in this new condition. But all these different stories could easily, as I said, be part of the media, or it could be a comic book you could buy somewhere in New Age City. It could be something that you were watching on your screen in your underwater condo or whatever. So these hunters are almost like they're part of a mechanical sort of Jurassic Age. This is almost like dinosaurs coming back with mechanical parts. Amazing stuff. Then we have a drone, S25, by Spiro TSA, and I love this kind of really simple mechanical equipment. This almost looked like a tour canister, and I could easily see, connections between, like a canister-like shape that contains robotic parts, and this one has different kinds of equipment for being underwater and performing tasks, and it has arms and so on, so we even see it unfolding. Another piece of machinery easily used by res, or maybe encountered by res or some of the other scientists to do research. Great stuff. Shell Scavengers by Just C. Bauer. This is really a cool image. It's a whole new species of creatures, sort of humanoid scavengers, but they are somewhat mechanical, and they're living from collecting seashells in the deeper waters. They are not, let's see, they're not that big, so I guess they would be living on the reef, maybe helping rebuilding the reef, because maybe that's what they were invented for or built for, but now they have taken over their own journey. Let's see if there's something more out here. Great image. Okay, and let's see the next one. Okay, Visula is a magical being. Her body is made up of magical aquatic energy, giving her exposed body parts a blue translucent appearance. Whoever to help her contain her magical form, she wears an enchanted silver armor. This is the kind of it's almost like a mermaid. It's sort of it sounds like sort of a legendary being that somebody has maybe put into artwork or a song or something. Somebody has seen maybe one of the drilling robots that looked like this, and I could easily imagine that this was sort of put into the lore of this Rebel Nature world. It could also be something, as I said, that was in a bookstore or in a film, some kind of New Age cinema in New Age City. So all these stories that origin in both in bionicle stuff and in the sea, in the ocean, and has to do with water and so on, I think they are part of the big the big universe of Rebel Nature. But I definitely also see a place for all types of Bionicle references, and I really get this vibe. So all the Bionicle stories could definitely be relived in a Rebel Nature setting, because they could be part of the toy industry actually in New Edge City. Or yeah, you could actually find a container full of these toys that were shipped from one place to another. Now it ended in the ocean. Okay, and speaking about that, we have The Friendly Octopus by Kleb's creation. And this is a research center where an old octopus has taken over, has become totally intelligent and a full survivor, and it's actually taking over the role as almost like researcher in this laboratory somewhere out at sea. It could be submerged, it could also be on an island somewhere, but it's taken over by a really clever creature, and I just wondered, I hope that Res can communicate and that it's a friendly life form. So, but really great illustration, and I would love to hear more about the lore behind this. And speaking of creatures, we have this deep sea creature anglerfish, which is taken directly from something that's out in the ocean. But this is a mechanical version, so I wonder what kind of mechanical beings this anglerfish would be hunting. It would be amazing to see all these life forms come to life. They could also be, we have a big aquarium in New Edge City, and all these species that are mixes of technology and nature, they will end up in this aquatic museum and be examined and so on, to find out how did this mix up and so on. So it's really the humans trying to sort of map all these new creatures. Krabi H. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't read today apparently, but this is quite a big one. It has so much work behind it. It's a design project with a lot of Bionicle parts, and it's a mechanical creature, an ancient giant robot that wanders the deep, and it lives in caves and so on. And it's sort of a character. It's not a species. I don't want Res to get in the way of this creature. But let's see how it will play into the storyline at some point. There's a lot of this stuff going on at the sea bottom. And here we have Antarus by the Red by Pyro. And let's see what's in this document. This looks pretty cool. This is also one of the myths. It's, let's see, I think. This is almost like a manga of the Rebel Nature world. It's about sea creatures. It's about two different tribes, pirate lord up against the urchins, and these are fighting battles for control and for treasure and so on. And it's all mixing up technology with human missions and destiny. So this is really deep lore, and it's almost like a pirate story on its own. Really, really cool. And let's see the next one. This is quite cute. It's The Lonely Muse by Majora's Bricks, and it's actually a little robot living on an island taking care of the plants and the garden. It's been abandoned. It has a parrot on the shoulder, and yeah, this is just so cute. You can imagine it's almost like a Matoran living on an island, waiting for for somebody to arrive and finding its own purpose in in keeping the garden and keeping alive. And this could definitely be somebody that visits. So cute. The Wanderer by Lego Katsani. This is quite cool. Let's see if there's extra files here. Yeah, this is it's also out in nature. This is a robot. It has actually fabrics in its design. It has a base, and it has let's see. This service droid was a loyal to the captain and the crew of a ship called the Ripsol. It's almost like it's what's it called? It's one of the people who takes care of everything that's on a ship. It's almost a bit of a pirate story, and this one was part of a shipwreck. This droid was blamed and was banished to an old island with destroyed factory parts on it. And the robot became sentient and tried to sort of survive. So this is sort of this is like a lonely robot on an island somewhere out in the ocean. Really cool story. And also has some of the lore. It could be something that was told bedtime stories or whatever, pirate stories that has its own life in the Rebel Nature universe. Samarios unit 3600, a lost mining robot. And I think this is really cool. This is almost going back to the cybots that started, that came before Bionicle, because that was the mining robots that was sent down deep in the earth to scavenge for natural resources, and they actually, they rebelled down there and they didn't come up, so they built their own world down there, and this almost has the same flavor. And I love this sort of asymmetrical design and the plants sort of being part of this creature. Rare earth and energy crystals. That says it all. And these robots, they're like eager to find all the stuff they're looking for. And now they're controlled by plants. So it's almost like nature taking over mechanical parts to sort of grow their population. Really cool. And then we have another fierce creature here. This is really cool illustration. Let's see. Margo by Alec J. Here's my advice, kid. If you see that thing, run like your life depended on it. Get as far away. This is a destroyer. It's a piece of machinery that almost has the feeling of a shark coming onto the dry land. Let's see. The Margo is a shark-like robot hunter whose primary objective is to hunt down and wipe out the remaining humans of the sea. Oops. This is one not to mess with, and I don't know what has programmed this, or if it's actually a job for Rest to put this creature out of work, because let's face it, we are in a constant battle with nature to sort of for the next path of survival, and the sharks has been there for many million of years, and we are living alongside them, and we are trying to destroy them. So I guess this would be sort of some sharks taking revenge, but I guess we can sort of mix this into the story in some way. It could also be a piece of lore. It could be a piece of story that was told or it could be a legend that was told among old seamen. Okay, let's look at the next one, which is like a hand drawing of a really sort of Bionicle inspired creature or robot, Mitsu, and it's heavily inspired by the Mari and the underwater stuff of Bionicle, and it's a robot that can go underwater and goes for a lot of different tasks. And I think this is part of the mix where Bionicles has sort of a big influx on something that should go into Rebel Nature, and I think it could be partly part of the lore in there. Let's see. I don't think we're gonna brand it directly into Rebel Nature, but of course the robots and all the inspiration can go in there. So underwater robots is what a lot of Rebel Nature is about, and this one is definitely one of the creatures that could be in action on the seafloor. So amazing stuff. Thank you, Lucas Figueredo, and jump on to the next one. Eco Unit, Environmental Cleaning and Optimization Unit. And here we have two different robots with two very different tasks. One of them is cleaning up and servicing at home, and it has the H in front, a Hero Factory actually, so it's produced in a well-known place. The other one is a gigantic big robot that's on the outside. It's in outdoors, and it's roaming around actually to catch humans, and it has the objective to fix the problem, which is apparently in some of the machines it's the human that is the main problem. So I guess Res has a job there to reprogram these big machines and actually be the balancer between technology and humans. If we are sort of training machines to take care of problems, let's not hope that they find that we are the problem and then try to fix that. So I guess this is also deep down what Rebel Nature is about. We have invented something that might turn on ourselves. So great stuff and great designs for this eco unit. Then we have a sandstone sentry creature. It looks like something from from an ancient sort of tribe or whatever, and has mechanical parts, metallic stuff, but it also looks like a piece of stone. So it's almost like this unknown creature that could have landed from outer space or whatever. It looks really, really cool, and I would love to dive into what this is. If this is a microscopic thing that has an effect on microbiology, or if it's actually something that's up in size, like an ant size stuff, or if it becomes even bigger. I guess it's something that Res would need to sort of meet or stay clear of at some point. And then we have the Underwater Adventure by Matoro Tokata, and this is I guess a big setup with let's see, we have a big underwater world. We have this creature that almost looked like a mechanical squid or something, and we have this landing station. Let's see what the text says. The main character uses over an underwater squid-like ship to travel and find the underwater cavity that has tech entrance to the cave where bulbs of air comes from, suggesting that there's a source of oxygen underneath the surface of the ocean. And I guess this is also, having oxygen at deep levels is something that also needs to be fixed. So this great inspiration for architecture and so on. Then we have Scraps, the Wise Drone by Toa Mateo 22. Scraps is a drone that has been falling apart for years and thus has been replacing his old pieces for new scraps he could find. As time went on, he would often find himself with plants growth on his body, and he's almost like a hermit crab, that puts stuff that he finds on his outer shells. I guess this is it looks pretty friendly and also has a lot of Bionicle inspiration in there. So I guess this is a creature or a character that Res could encounter either above or below, and he often wanders through the rigs looking for anything or anyone to tell him wisdom. So he's actually a machine collecting wisdom. And this is another one of these creeps from the deep. It's actually a robotic being. It's made by Robo, so it's really appropriate. It's a robotic being been taken over by a squid. So it's a squid that's crawled into this being, and the arms are coming out, and it's taking over this mechanical part. So it's actually like an octopus that has gotten a sort of a metallical hard body to travel around. So it's combining its brains with this amazing build. So this is also a kind of powering where nature sort of takes advantage of technology. Yeah, great stuff and great lore as well. Giant pit crab by Frabulous. Excessive drilling led to the formation of massive sinkholes on the ocean floor. These sinkholes open the path to an ancient network of massive caves, all manned by undiscovered life forms, lurked within these labyrinths. Cut off from their more shallow water cousins, these creatures with these caves evolved and adapted into unprecedented and novel ways. So these creatures are from a totally other world beneath the surface, and I guess if they crawl onto our level and even onto sort of dry land, it will have great effects. So let's see. I think this is a part of the, what is down there sort of myth, and it paints the big picture of as above, so below. We have so much more to explore below. And this is a mysterious giant from down there. Next one, we have a full sort of system. The Arbor Spires by Azure. It's a farming settlement, and it has both the towers for getting energy and storing energy and growing plants and battery capabilities. So this is basically a location, and you can see that it resembles a bit of a Toa canister, which is so cool, but it's just on a bigger size. And then you have these modular plant havens. I guess they also go underwater. So this is sort of a full developed system for both food and I guess also carbon storage and energy creation. So this could be put into work in any kind of location around the Rebel Nature universe. I don't know if it's built by Coil or by another company that we don't know about yet, but great architecture. And Delta Harvester by Quillstar Studios. Far in the distant ocean, you hear the deep haunting tune of a calliope, the echoes of an almost whale-like sound singing melodies of the old world. But as you approach, you spot in the distance a Delta Harvester. These biomachines, rebuilt from the remains of old paddle ships, are 40-foot tall ocean cleaners, funneling in waste through their large combines, and biological organism resides inside, breaking down the plastic. This is simply a cleaning system. This is so cool. It has some steampunk thing in it, so let's see if that is that how it looks when Res comes upon it. But great idea about having these machines out at sea, taking care of the stuff that shouldn't be there. Sinclair the Robot by Jeremy C. It's a robot butler, but now he's gone. He's got but now he's got no one to which to be a butler, so he's politely take care of flowers and finds, he's he's sort of a servant robot who's gone rogue and tries to find new places to be of service. And I guess we have another one here, Robot 27 by Leslie C. This is basically almost like a Matoran living on an island, looking for a new way of life. That's cool. And here we have a cool mix of, I think it's actually Galidor. I can almost spot Res inside there. That could be cool, with a diving suit and a Hero Factory armor on top, and then sea creature attacks by Bodhi. It's this organic sort of dragon-like creature, and attacking this diver in dive suit, and really cool designs made out of all kinds of Lego lines. We have Bionicle, Hero Factory, Galidor, and other kinds of stuff in there. So this is the perfect mix. This is exactly what Rebel Nature is about, mixing up all the greatest parts that you have in your collection. So cool. Here we have a platform, Parasol Island by Versatile Fun Design, and it's an island built atop an abandoned oil rig. It serves as a temporary headquarters for minifigs during the summer months, and they are easily seen from a distance. It's colorful parasols. This is almost like this is for sort of a holiday. If you imagine some of those big oil rigs being turned into amusement parks or adventure parks, you could imagine all kinds of things going on there. And actually, I've heard that this is what's gonna happen in Saudi Arabia. They're turning some of the oil rigs into locations for adventure. So this is really close to something that's actually happening out in the real world, and it could definitely also be part of, the big corporation Coil is turning their oil rigs into places of adventure and discovery. So that's probably part of the New Age City theme park that could be somewhere close to that city. Then we have Joox Bionic Workshop by Joox Builds. The Bionics Workshop, often refers to as the Den, is a location where one can exchange scraps for parts and blueprints to assist in building almost any machines. So this is like the scrapyard, where they sell off old stuff, and I can just imagine this place. It's almost something out of Star Wars, where you could imagine you come there to find spare parts and do a good bargain and get the latest story from around the Rebel Nature universe, and it's run by this old piece of machinery, this old robot, and I guess Rest could go here to find the pieces for whatever piece of equipment she needs for the next part of the journey. This just gives so much extra lore that there are these places where you go to hear music, where you go to get spare parts, where you go to eat the next kind of food, the next kind of seafood that hasn't been invented yet, or whatever. Go on your oil rig adventure on your holiday. Instead of using fossil fuel, you're going to a place that's probably doing the opposite, pumping CO2 into the ground. So this was batch number 2, and I'm gonna jump straight into the next one as soon as possible. See you soon.